Just hear me out. That's all I need. The science, the chemistry, everything will come with it later. The world. Let's perceive it as we perceive garbage. When we get rid of our garbage and everything, it goes, and we either put it back into the earth as it ways it is, take it and cover it and let it biodegrade as it should for most places, or that, or we ship it out to seas, or we degrade it. What I mean by that is we burn it, turn it to the smallest particles, and let it all go over again. Take the earth as that. The earth itself has its inner core. But an inner core is not just an inner core, it has to be able to flow itself out. Anything's like that. For smoke or anything, it has to have a filtration, or it's all going to build up right in one place. Volcanoes, the list goes on, bear tremors, yada yada yada. You can show how the core itself. But at the same time, because of debris and everything else, the core around the earth is always impacting, but the gravity has that pull because it's taking the bad things and bringing it closer and contracting it into itself, into the core, then taking it down to its most hottest and molecular level, and then pushing it back out. Volcanoes. When we dig into the core and we pick out things that are getting concentrated to be able to be pushed back out, and then put back into this world as sulfur, or to be able to be created using H2O and everything for islands, you stop the process. But the reason why we do that is because it's at the most concentrated form that it can be at that point. It's not finished being put through the compactor that is life for the earth. So we've sucked out the gas, we've sucked out the oil, we've sucked out so much of that. The list goes on and on. Tar is another one that is just like that. It is something that is legitimately being compacted down so it can be able to be filtrated through. Hear me out. Use what we already have here. Salt water. Water itself. Salt water is combustible. Lightning striking down on sand, the main component for it to be able to crystallize is the salt. And I hate to say it, it is in its most purest form. Take it in the other way. Salt water itself, dehydrated, makes a smog of sodium, variety of CI. Now take this as that. We have the technology now for microfilters. Microfilters can be able to use and be able to put through the engine for making that combustible using electricity with a windmill, that I do say. Electricity you can be able to make with a turbine using a windmill to make that spark in that salt water, to be able to create that, to make it into a small good trigger that could be able to flow through, say, an engine or a machine. All you need is the correct filtration device to be able to push it out correctly so it doesn't, one, hurt people. Two, is being able to be pushed out correctly so it can be able to still be able to push something. It is a lot more efficient to be able to use what we have around us on our core, where we are at in this world, the wind, the atmospheres, out farther than it is inside. Inside, just like with us, our core is working to push stuff out that is bad, or to push stuff to make us grow. That is what the earth is trying to do, and we're stopping it. We're going into ourselves, pushing out stuff just like we do with plasma, because plasma itself, it helps our body. Gasoline, oil, that's the plasma of the world. You're taking that and using it for your own uses. And trees, it's the hair. I hate to say it. It's the hair. We've already used it for its own uses, but just like with shaving, it does grow back. But sometimes there's a point where something gets too old and it doesn't grow back in the same places, or people start getting bald. The list goes on. That's the same as the earth, as much as an evolution in itself. We are so much connected. But you have to realize, start without, going from within. That's the best way to do it. We've gone and we are trying our hardest, but because of where we've came in this world, because of when we saw that we could find stuff concentrated that had a value, gold, diamonds, because it took millions of years to be able to make something in our eyes look so beautiful. From oysters that lived 500 years, we take the pearl from within inside because of the beauty that it's making. But at the same time, it's just trying to live. It's trying to make better of itself. And the easier way to do that is use what an oyster can do, what a clam can do. Take a grain of sand, take a grain of salt, and gently just pick once in a while and bring it together and make something beautiful, but with what we already have, not with what we need from the earth. These are the things that we need to realize before it's too late. Before anything else, take what we have, the sodium, the salt water, use that. You can be able to use that. We are at that point in our life where, hello, it might have took gasoline and oil up for us to get here, but it doesn't have to for our future.